I think the most awesome memory is the first meeting. And we had actually lived in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we wanted to see Graceland. We didn't know Elvis was home, but we were fans, and this was in 1962. So we drove down from Cincinnati, and we went to the gate and met Elvis's Uncle Travis. Uncle Travis and us, we spent a few hours together, kibitzing and talking about Elvis, and he knew we were from out of town. So he said, would you like to see what Memphis looks like? And he took us by Chenault's and Benucci's and the Lowe's where Elvis had hung out. So after a few hours, it was getting very, very late. And this was about midnight, and we were in Travis's pink Cadillac convertible, which was a dream come true anyhow, We had pulled up at the fairgrounds, and it was pitch black. And all of a sudden, all the lights started to come on in the fairgrounds. And a limousine pulls right up in front of the pink Cadillac. And Travis looks at us and gives us this sheepish little grin like Elvis has got. And the limousine door opens and Elvis steps out with Anita Wood. And this was a hot summer night in July, 1962. And Elvis had on a hot pink shirt and a little boat cap, and he had some gloves on. And Uncle Travis introduced us to Elvis. And we got our pictures taken, and he kissed my sister and myself, and he shook my mother's hand. So for the next 3 or 4 hours, we spent riding the Pippin, which was his favorite ride, the old roller coaster. He was on the Dodgem cars. And Elvis himself operated a ride called the Rocket. But Elvis didn't ride the Rocket because it went so fast. Well, Elvis was letting the Rocket go at full speed. And everyone was yelling for him to try to turn it off because they were starting to feel nauseous. And Elvis wouldn't do it naturally, so he turned all the lights off. He started to walk down, and he knew people were starting to feel a little upset, So he filled a glass of water. And so they would think someone in front of them in the front car was getting sick. He started throwing a glass of water on people. And you could hear him shouting and screaming and yelling. He was just laughing his head off. He was having a good time. We spent 4 nights here in Memphis, and we went to the Crosstown and the fairgrounds and the Memphian with Elvis. So we spent 4 nights out of 4 nights with him. And the last night we were at the show with Elvis and Anita Wood. And Elvis comes up to us, and we thanked him for such a wonderful trip and a wonderful time spending with him. And he said the strangest thing to us. He said, I know you're going back home tomorrow. He said, but don't forget me. And it was just like he was so earnest about not forgetting him, And he said that we should move down here. So 3 years later, we did. And for the next 15 years, we went to the fairgrounds and the movies, the wedding reception, New Year's Eve parties. And then Daddy even went to work for Elvis at the Circle G Ranch. And you've heard a lot about the grill down there. My daddy built that for Elvis as a wedding present in 1967. But I think the most important thing to remember for anyone that he touched everybody's life somehow. But I know he changed our lives. And when you were with Elvis, it was like you were in a Camelot or a bubble all your own, and nothing bad could ever happen. And, we could never thank him enough for what he did for us.